I met him before his potential was obvious, before the confidence, before the title, back when his dreams were bigger than his bank balance, back when his ambition was louder than any result. I believed in him when belief was all there was. When rent was due, I paid it. I counted the coins carefully. I made the numbers work. When school fees were short, I covered them. I watched him study late into the night, his brow furrowed in concentration, and I stayed awake, keeping the kitchen light on for him. When food ran low, I stretched what I had and made it work. I told myself this was partnership, this was love, investing in a future that only existed in dreams and quiet hope. I worked longer hours so he could study. I skipped my own goals so he could survive. I felt tired. I felt invisible. But I told myself this was temporary. The sacrifices, the long hours, the waiting, they were all part of building something bigger than myself. I clapped the loudest at his graduation. Even though my hands were sore, I smiled. Even though my heart ached from exhaustion, every step he took forward felt like a victory I had partially carried. I held my pride quietly, tucked under my ribs, and let the world see only his triumph. When his career finally took off, I expected relief. I expected rest. I expected the world to finally turn to me, even just for a moment. What I got instead was distance. Late night that no longer needed explanation, conversations that stopped including me, a new silence where gratitude should have lived. As his world expanded, mine quietly disappeared from it. The apartment we shared became a house of shadows. He upgraded his wardrobe. His friends changed. His language shifted. Every detail seemed to push me further out of the life we had built together. I remember the night when I waited for him to come home, wondering if he was tired, if he missed me. I remember the mornings I cooked breakfast with hope, only to watch him leave without a word. Each small action piled upon the next, and gradually I realized I was fading in his presence. Then one day he said it plainly, without shame, without apology. He said I was no longer his type. The words hung in the air like a stone dropped in still water. I could not move at first. I could not breathe at first. The woman who fed him when he had nothing, who built him up with her own hands and her own heart, was suddenly too familiar for the life he wanted now. The divorce papers arrived like an invoice I never agreed to pay. I sat at the table, hands trembling, staring at the words that erased everything I had sacrificed. I was not angry at first. I was stunned. The betrayal was sharp, cold, and unrelenting. I thought of every sleepless night I had endured for him, every meal stretched, every coin counted, every ambition post, every cheer at a graduation I had attended in silence because the world needed to see him shine. And now, all of it felt like invisible labor. Because I realized something too late, I helped him build a future that did not include me. I walked away without the degree, without the tiger, without the lifestyle I funded. I left empty handed in the eyes of the world. But I left with something he could never buy. I left with knowledge that I had been loyal when loyalty cost something. That I had invested my life into someone without expectation of repayment. That I had built strength in silence and character in patience. As I closed the door behind me, I felt the weight lift slightly. The air outside smelled of possibility. I breathed deeply, letting the cool morning light touch my face. I did not cry. I did not shout. I walked away slowly, each step deliberate, carrying the lessons, the dignity, and the truth that my value was never dependent on his approval. And in that knowledge, I found something no divorce could take from me. No title, no lifestyle, no recognition could undo it. I had been loyal. I had been strong. I had been myself. And that kind of character does not expire, even when someone else levels up.